time over to, it is my pleasure to turn the time over to Robin at Henderson Bay. Robin, would you introduce yourself? And you have time in about 25 minutes.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We have brand new technology here at Henderson Bay. We have a Prometheus board. So we have everybody in the room on one computer, and then when students, it should lock in on them. So we're experimenting with it today if we have any glitches. I'm Robin Malich. I have been the Communities and School Site Coordinator here at Henderson Bay. This is my 8th year here. And I've had the privilege to be the advisor for our Interact Club. And I believe we were an official club back in 2015. So normally this time of year, we do our annual luncheon where we invite you all in and have a lunch and have a whole program led and directed by our students with their voices and some entertainment. Unfortunately, with COVID over the last couple of years, we haven't been able to do that. So we kind of made our own little luncheon, and here today, I tried to dress it up a little bit for the students. And we just thought we'd be able to kind of, they have some questions and they're going to share some of their stories of maybe why they came to Henderson Bay. And I have a mixture. I have students here that have been here the last 4 years, 3 and 4 years. And then I have a group of students that came to Henderson Bay this year. So kind of highlighting some of the things of what it's like to be a high school student in the age of COVID and remote learning, and then hybrid learning, and then back into school this year. So to give some sort of perspective. But anyways, thank you for having us at the meeting. And these are all some of my Interact students. We usually have anywhere from 16 to 18 students at meetings. So we're slowly and gradually getting back into our groove. So I'm going to turn it over. Who wants to ask questions? And you guys want to stand up? Or actually, I'm going to introduce Cheyenne Reed. She is my Interact Club president. And if you want to introduce yourself, Cheyenne, or say anything, and then I know Kendall has questions too. Okay. Yeah, it'll come to you.
I'm Cheyenne. I am a senior this year. I am president of the Interact Club. This is my first year at Henderson. I came in with a pretty strong expectation because my older sister came here, and all I can say is it's kind of like my favorite school ever. The classes are smaller for those who need that more one-on-one or that just need that focus without all the extra noise. My brain just blanked.
Yeah, that's
completely. It's a really fun school. I love being here. It's like my favorite thing ever, just being here, interacting with the students. Interacting with Robin, who is fantastic. Yeah.
Is this your first time with Interact Club? Did you do Interact?
Yeah, I've done leadership before, but this is my first time ever doing Interact. Yeah.
We're gonna have Kendall Weir come up next, and Kendall was actually one of my Interact students going to Guatemala, which we are hoping to do next year or in 2023 to do a service trip abroad, because usually we have a good turnout of students going abroad. So Kendall will take over. And
hi, I'm Kendall, and I have been in the Interactive Leadership group since like freshman year, and I've been going to Henderson Bay since freshman year. I really like this school. It's different than other schools because they like help you with your grades if you just need a little extra help, or just with anything really. This year it is a little bit different. We're not doing like internships like we used to do. So now we're a little bit different than we used to be, than the big picture school, but it's still a really great school. I have some questions to like ask the other students to like get their input on how they like the school. So I'll ask.
just introduce yourself and your year.
So does anyone want to get to questions?
Just read the question.
Okay. How does Interact club benefit the school and everyone personally?
Interact, I feel like it just helps put people in the school spirit, because like, we wake up so early, our brains aren't fully functioning correct, so we're like, but then you come to school and it's very welcoming and inviting, and there's decorations up always, and it's just, you can just sort of relax and just be yourself.
And just for a little perspective, some of our students live so far on the KP, they catch the bus at 6:10 a.m. So they have over an hour commute to get to school in the morning. So it's really amazing when we have kids show up and walk through the door, because they've already been on a big journey in order to get to Henderson Bay.
Some of them have to wake up at 5:30 just to even make the bus.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yes, feel free to ask questions.
What time does school start?
We start at 7:38.
And they get on the bus at 6 when?
6:10, some of them, 6:10.
It's like dark. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this makes me tired.
Anyone can answer, but how did learning on a computer compare to learning in person?
I mean, for me, learning on the computer was so bad, I literally dropped out for a bit. So,
Yeah. How many people didn't do school online that part of year? Because that's a really common thing. Yeah.
I dropped out last year because I was failing every class. It was just, I could not learn online. And now I'm here and actually able to learn. Got straight A's first quarter. Like, I'm doing a lot better.
Great. That's really good.
Jean, introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Gene. I just moved here basically.
And Jean's our Interact Club secretary.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to say why they came to Henderson? Share your stories a little bit. The reason why you came here?
Okay, Shara. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shara. It's my first year here. I came to Henderson because I didn't want to go to Peninsula. There's a lot going on there. It's like over 1,000 people. Too much going on for me. I need to like relax and stay chill. So I came here. It's a lot better.
Yeah. I'll share why I went here. In 8th grade, I wasn't like the best kid at doing school. I always got really bad grades, and I just wasn't really good. I had the motivation, but just not really like the smart part of it. Like, I just wasn't really smart. So when I came here though, I started getting really good grades. I started joining like Interact Club and then leadership, and I started like really being a part of the school, and I really like it. I really like the school and how it's set up to help kids. Yeah, that's why I came here. I have some more questions.
If anybody has any questions too, because we thought we'd set it up like a panel of Q&A. But it has been an interesting year with being remote and then back in hybrid, where half the kids were online, and then coming back to school this year. I think at first, and correct me if I'm wrong, it started off like kind of a honeymoon. People were excited to see each other, but then not used to routines and that, and socially engaging with everybody again. And a lot of students kind of were on their own throughout and just didn't do a lot of that because of COVID. And so coming back and having that social anxiety and different things going on. So I know as a school, we see a lot of mental health stuff that we're trying to work through with students and support them and kind of ease back into re-engagement.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to go? Yeah, you've been here for a while. Or Aiden, you're new too, Susie. So I have some shy students here too, so. And I just have to do a shout out to Dan Brown, who is he's just been so supportive of our school over the years and coming. And not only do we have him for Interact Club, but now I've somehow talked him into coming on Wednesdays, and he's running a math tutoring group for some of the students in here.
Really great.
And they love him, and they just, you know, so he's kind of teaching geometry and algebra too. So, yeah.
He's great. He's a great teacher. We like Dan.
Thank you.
And then we're looking forward to 2022, with some things coming up. I know, okay, what all do we have? We're brainstorming ideas tomorrow at our Interact Club meeting of what we want to do. But I know trying to do at least one service thing a month. We definitely know we have smile boxes. We have the refugee starter kits going on, and we're going to do some suicide training for our students here as well. And that's something Interact Club is wanting to kind of train students in how to talk to their peers and knowing what to do when maybe they're concerned about somebody else. So kind of focusing on that social emotional as well. Am I missing anything else?
We are having we're having a lot of meetings on separate days coming up this month, and they're gonna be about like health nutrition, and just how to be like healthy and good diets to do, or just like other things, like also for health, your mental health. We're gonna be learning about that. Just different stuff to be aware of things. Yeah, it's great.
Hey, I have another question because I'm inquiring. First of all, what's a smile box? And what was the other thing you're doing?
The refugee starter kits.
And no, there was another thing too. I know what those are. Don't know what the smile box is, and I'd like.
What do you want? Yes.
Oh, we collected blankets last week, and we gave out hot chocolate. And
that was the coat and sock.
Oh yeah,
we did with all the other Interact Clubs. And actually, thank you for those of you that dropped off items, and we were able to get those to communities and schools. Some of the smaller coats, because I know we kind of adopt Discovery Elementary too for some of those, so we were able to supply them with some coats from that drive. And then you haven't done the smile box, but do you remember doing the smile box? And that's the little boxes. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, weren't they for homeless people?
No, those for polio.
I'm sorry.
Denny will.
Yeah, Denny.
Denny, you want to say something?
Denny, you have to unmute, Denny.
Yeah, Robin and Lana and everybody, the smile boxes are shoebox sized plastic boxes, very inexpensive. You buy them, at the store or grocery store. Anyway, you put whatever you want in there, and we can kind of focus them on who you want them to go to: a child, girl, boy, a teenage girl, boy, a mother, and they can be anything. I've taken them with hygiene. I've taken them with knitting, crafts, that sort of thing. I've taken them with garden supplies, equipment, like seeds and that sort of thing. And so each person that makes a smile box puts whatever they wanted put in there as a gift, an anonymous gift to somebody that I will give out when I go to Africa. It goes to the poor people. A lot of times they're on the street or somebody that's associated with places that I go and things that I do. And so they're just, they can actually change people's lives because they're something that they can use, something they can enjoy. And so it's very, very valuable. And I really, really appreciate the smile boxes. The ones that we gave out last year, of course, are still in a container that's still not quite ready to be unloaded. But anyway, they will get to some very needy people. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, back to you guys over there at Henderson Bay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I don't know, does anybody else have any questions? It's hard to kind of plan like a program other than them sharing their stories of coming to Henderson Bay, but we're we've been through a transition this year, going from the academies, and now we're kind of down an academy, and now we're back to a more traditional credits. Only our students can earn 8 credits in a year versus the 2 comprehensive high schools are 6 credits in a year. So that's been really helpful for students coming in, especially after COVID and online learning and maybe not engaging in school. So we're able to catch them up a little bit faster. Our class sizes are smaller, and we're definitely a family here. So, and when you guys say like, staff really know their business sometimes, and we, can really go deep in their lives and really support them through high school, which is one of the gems about being at Henderson Bay High School.
Why don't we open it up for questions for everybody? You guys just unmute, and now's the chance to ask about the program. If you don't know about Interact in high schools, you don't know about Henderson Bay, I'm just gonna open it up, Robin. Is that okay? We've got lots of questions.
Right.
First of all, tell me about Guatemala.
I'm trying to think. I know we did fundraising, but we had 10 students 2 years ago signed up for Guatemala, and I was actually going with them. It was kind of sad that that didn't happen because I wanted to experience that. But that's something that we've always we've sent probably more Henderson Bay students to Guatemala than the other high schools just during that week of service on their spring break. So we're really hoping to do that at least by their senior year, and some of them will be seniors next year. So, and then something to look forward to for the younger students coming up, because it's kind of a cool thing to be able to go over there and serve and help out in a variety of ways.
I was going to ask Robin, what do you do? It's not Habitat for Humanity, is it? You're not building houses?
They have built. They've done a variety of things, from working the childcare there. They've helped build as they kind of expand. So they had to move
clay,
yeah,
mud
they
and
just
stuff like that.
So I think it just really depends on whatever project's going on, because they have so many service groups going through there, and so things just, but they love working with the children and bringing games and engaging with the family. So they kind of, the plan is to go and do whatever is asked.
Right.
To get that, yeah.
Say, Lana,
Yeah.
this is Tom. So I have been to Guatemala several times. And for those of you who don't know, a doctor from Seattle, Dr. William Bogle, who was a podiatrist up here, he and his wife went down to Guatemala on their wedding anniversary, probably about at least 10 years ago, if I recall. And they just got down there and saw such a need that they decided that they were going to devote their lives to Guatemala. And they ended up buying, for you kids that have been down there, the Opal House, which is basically an avocado farm, in which they then constructed a school for the local kids who didn't have a school. So when Robin was mentioning the projects all center around making that school bigger, and they started out with a couple grades. It's a Montessori school, and then they have done a lot of other things related to the community, and including building an outreach house, which I know some of the kids when we were down there 3 or 4 years ago helped to construct for families in need. It's a 4-plex. So the kids down there have done a great job when I've been there of getting their hands all dirty and having a lot of fun and getting out and riding a little bus to pick up the kids. And it's just a wonderful experience. And we just wish we could have done it this year.
I appreciate that, Tom. And one of the tenets of Rotary is serve to change lives. You probably all know that. That's our yearly theme. But especially when you're in high school, it changes your life, I think, more than anything else you can do. It changes the trajectory of your life if you're involved with things like that, especially at an early age. So I commend you for doing that and pursuing it and fundraising for it, Robin.
Yeah, I think it's been a highlight for many students that have gone to Guatemala, or actually even getting involved in Interact Club throughout high school and having opportunities whether they're looking for jobs or going on to school, just providing opportunity and to be able for students to fulfill, live up to be the leaders they're destined to be. So Interact Club has really given us that opportunity here at school. So I very much appreciate the support of Midday Rotary for our students and our school and for Dan.
Dan's one of our superheroes.
He's ours for sure. Any other questions that people have? I know.
Well, I have one more and then we'll call the meeting, but what is Interact
Paul
open?
had a question too.
Yeah, I was on mute. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
Paul?
just said, hello. Robin, I have a question for you and the kids.
Okay.
I know that all the kids go there for various different reasons. I've listened and heard their stories and everything. And I think the one thing it does is build their self-confidence and better feeling about themselves. And do you ever talk to anybody that's gone through your program, been a member of Interact after they've graduated? And does that still stay with them, that kind of built-in self-confidence that Henderson Bay offers the kids?
It does. Some of my past presidents, which I had Justin Johnson, he was at my first Interact meeting here. And he actually is going to come back, I think, and wants to mentor a little bit here. So Justin is, and Casey Giberson is somebody who is doing great and went on to school and staying in touch with her, and Fauna Engstrom. So many of them, Interact was a changing factor to where they were able to kind of think, and these kids can attest, like I push them sometimes, like this being right here and publicly speaking or anything, that is, it's a challenge for anybody. And actually when we run for office, they had to do impromptu speeches of why they wanted to be president or secretary, and they all did it. I was really surprised.
Right.
So I think part of the job as, bringing students to their full potential is to push them in a loving way. And Interact is the perfect opportunity to where many of them can give back to the community that's embraced them as well. And so it's just been a great fit for our school. And I think it hopefully changes their lives in some capacity. So.
Yeah, no, I listened to one of the students just before about the smallness of the school, and the personalized aspect is just, I've always thought Henderson Bay had something going for it the right way. So good luck. You're doing great work.
Thank you.
Robin, you know that Paul is a headmaster, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
he's an
was, but
educator.
enough about me, Lana. Let's move on.
Well, Robin, do you have anything more to say? I'm ready to close the meeting.
No, just thank you for having us be a part of this. And I look forward maybe one day to bring the kids to when you're actually meeting again and experience the culture in person. Would be fabulous to do. So, yeah.
Well,
and you're
thank
more than
you.
welcome to come to any of our meetings that we have. We meet on Wednesdays, the first and third Wednesday of the month.
What time?
What time do we meet?
45?
8:45
10:45.
or 10:45. Wait, 9:45. 9:45. None of us know what time we meet. 9:45. It's a late start day. Wednesday's late start day.
9:45, right?
9:45. We meet and but if there's opportunity for other service, we're always looking forward to doing that. So having those opportunities, that's great. So thank you for having us.
Well, thank you. And thank you for your support for our fundraisers. Thank you for all the students there for coming, and for all your audio visual people for setting this up. Oh, look at that room. You guys look great. You look fabulous.
We do have
Thank
a
you.
question for you, Lana. We just need to know if that's an otter or a seal on your counter.
Oh, it's a seal, a harbor seal. It's a real one. Well, anything else I can help you with? You all have a good week. Remember, we got things going on to get these gifts out to everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next week.